There are moments in life when everything changes. They come without warning, as subtle as a whisper or as sudden as a storm, but they hold the power to shift the course of our journey forever. What if I told you that the key to a profound transformation is already within you, waiting for you to unlock it? What if the secret to living the life you've always dreamed of, the life where everything just falls into place, lies in one simple thing? It's the state you enter in your mind and heart, the power of manifestation. You might be wondering what this means. It means that once you learn to enter a certain state of being where your emotions and thoughts align with your desires, everything else begins to flow effortlessly. Once you enter this state, it is done. This state is the hidden secret behind every great manifestation and every shift in your life that brings you closer to your highest potential. It is the space where everything begins to align, where the universe responds to your thoughts, your feelings, and your inner vibration. At its core, manifestation is the process of bringing your desires into physical reality. But it's not just about thinking positively or visualizing outcomes. Some people believe manifestation becomes more powerful when your inner state aligns with the energy of your desires. Many spiritual teachings suggest that aligning with the energy of your desires can help you attract them into your life. In essence, the process of manifestation becomes effortless because your being is already vibrating in harmony with what you want to create. This is where the magic happens. The power of manifestation lies in your ability to feel, to truly embody the state of having what you want before it physically manifests. Imagine it as a musical note. Your desires are like a specific frequency, and when you align yourself with that frequency, the universe answers. You may have heard the saying, "Ask and you shall receive." But this goes deeper than just asking for what you want. Some teachings suggest that embodying the energy of what you desire may help bring it into your life. Think about this for a moment. The universe doesn't respond to your words or actions alone. It responds to your energy, your vibration. So how do you align your vibration with your desire? It starts by embodying the feeling of having already received what you want. Feel the joy, the excitement, the fulfillment, the peace, or the love that would come with your desire already realized. The more you can tap into that emotional state, the more quickly your desire will begin to materialize in the physical world. This is not about pretending or faking emotions. It's about connecting to the deep truth that what you want is already on its way to you because in the energy of alignment, it already exists. For example, if you are manifesting financial abundance, you can begin to feel the emotions associated with having that abundance now. Imagine how it would feel to be financially free. What would your life look like? How would you spend your days? How would you carry yourself? Feel those emotions as if they are already true for you right in this moment. The more real it feels to you emotionally, the more the universe aligns with that energy and begins to deliver it to you. This principle is beautifully expressed in the parable of the sower in the Bible. Jesus tells the story of a farmer who sows seeds on different types of soil. Some seeds fall on rocky ground, where they fail to take root. Others fall on fertile ground, where they grow and bear fruit. The fertile ground represents the state of alignment, the mindset and emotional state that nurtures your desires. When you enter this state, you are like fertile soil, ready to receive and cultivate the seeds of your desires. But if you get caught up in doubt, fear, or impatience, your seeds can struggle to grow. The Buddha spoke of the importance of mindfulness and awareness, saying, "With our thoughts, we make the world." The ancient mystics and spiritual leaders across cultures have understood that we are not passive observers in this world. Rather, we are active participants in shaping our reality. This realization that our inner state directly influences our outer world is not new. It is the foundation of all spiritual practices, from meditation to prayer, from manifestation to intention setting. But the question remains, how do you enter this state? The first thing to understand is that entering this state is not about forcing or striving. It is not about pushing or trying harder. If anything, it is the exact opposite. It's about learning to let go, to surrender, and to trust. You see, the state is not something you create. It is something you align with. It is the natural state of being in flow with the universe, where your desires are in harmony with your inner truth. It is the space where your mind, heart, and soul are all working together, creating a powerful magnet for the things you want to attract into your life. To enter this state, you must first let go of the clutter in your mind. Every worry, every doubt, every fear. You must learn to release them. These negative emotions create resistance, and resistance is the one thing that blocks the flow of manifestation. When you are filled with anxiety, worry, or fear, you are essentially saying to the universe, I do not trust that I will receive what I need. And when you doubt your ability to manifest, you lower your vibration, pushing away the very thing you are trying to attract. Releasing resistance is the first step toward entering the state. Imagine for a moment that you are in a beautiful garden, surrounded by lush trees, vibrant flowers, and the sound of birds singing. You feel calm, peaceful, and at ease. In this state, there is no rush, no hurry, no sense of lack. You are simply present. This is the feeling of being in alignment with the universe. It is the state where your desires can come to fruition effortlessly. When you enter this space of calm and inner peace, you are no longer distracted by the noise of the outside world. Instead, you are tuned into the higher frequency of your own desires. You are attuned to the energy of the universe itself. One of the key principles behind entering this state is the power of the present moment. When you are focused on the here and now, you release all worries about the past and all fears about the future. You allow yourself to simply be. This is where the magic happens. This is where you align with the universe. The present moment is the doorway to your dreams. In this state, you are able to clearly see the next step on your path, and you trust that everything you need will come to you at the right time. But entering this state isn't just about letting go of fear or doubt. It's also about cultivating the right emotions. Have you ever noticed that when you are in a positive emotional state, when you are happy, grateful, or in love, the world around you seems to reflect that energy? Opportunities appear, people respond to you in kindness, and your desires begin to manifest more quickly. The reason for this is simple. Emotions are a powerful energy that shapes your reality. When you enter the state of alignment, your emotions become a powerful magnet for your desires. This is why gratitude, joy, and love are often emphasized in spiritual teachings. They raise your vibration and attract more of what you want into your life. Take a moment and think about a time when you were truly happy, when you felt that deep sense of contentment that comes from within. During that time, did things seem to flow more easily? Did opportunities come to you with less effort? Chances are your emotional state was aligned with your desires, and the universe responded accordingly. When you are in a state of joy or peace, you are in perfect alignment with the flow of life. This is when your manifestations can enter your reality effortlessly. Another important aspect of entering this state is the power of faith. Faith is not merely belief in something outside yourself. It is trust in your own ability to create and manifest your reality. It is the deep knowing that what you desire is already on its way to you. Faith is not something that can be forced, but it is something that you can cultivate by practicing trust in the universe and in your own inner wisdom. When you have faith, you are no longer concerned with how things will unfold. You simply trust that the universe is always working for you, guiding you toward your highest good. This is where the real shift happens. Once you learn to enter this state of alignment, you will begin to notice a profound change in how you experience the world. Life no longer feels like a struggle. It no longer feels like you are chasing something outside of yourself. Instead, you realize that everything you need is already within you, and the universe is simply responding to the energy you are putting out. Your desires are no longer a distant dream. They are already on their way to you. And once you learn to enter this state, it is done. This brings us to another key point in the manifestation process: patience and timing. While it may seem like the universe is taking its sweet time, it's important to remember that everything happens at the right time in the right way. Your desires are already on their way to you, but just like a seed takes time to grow into a plant, your desires need time to fully manifest. You don't plant a seed today and expect it to sprout tomorrow. Similarly, when you plant the seed of your desire, you must trust that it will grow and bloom when the conditions are right. As you continue on this journey, you will come to realize that this state is not something that is done once and for all. It is a way of living, a way of being. It is something you can return to at any moment, a space of peace, clarity, and alignment. The more you enter this state, the more natural it becomes. Soon you will find that life begins to unfold in miraculous ways, all because you have learned the most important truth of all. Everything you seek is already within you, and once you learn to enter this state, it is done. Your manifestations are no longer just distant dreams. They are on their way to you. But how do you maintain this state when life's distractions and challenges threaten to pull you out of alignment? How do you maintain this state? This is the real art of spiritual mastery. Staying in alignment no matter the external circumstances. The mind is the greatest barrier. It's constantly jumping from thought to thought, often focusing on the past or future, but rarely on the present moment. Our thoughts can become so overwhelming that they dominate our reality. We start believing that we are our thoughts, that we are the sum of everything we've experienced, everything we fear, and everything we wish to accomplish. But the truth is we are not our thoughts. Thoughts are fleeting, transient, and often disconnected from reality. They are not the essence of who we are. In fact, the mind can be a source of great suffering. Think of it like a river. At its surface, the water is choppy, turbulent, and ever-moving. This represents the everyday thoughts and worries we experience. But underneath the surface, deeper down, there is an entire world of stillness. The water is calm, untouched by the waves above. This is the state we seek, the depth of awareness beyond the mind's chatter. And once you learn to enter it, you realize that the turmoil on the surface is not you. It is simply noise. Once you begin to experience this inner calm, you realize that it's not about escaping the world. It's about seeing the world clearly without the filter of anxiety, fear, or distraction. It's about seeing things as they truly are, without judgment, without attachment. When you enter this state, the world around you no longer has the power to control your emotions. External circumstances no longer dictate your peace. The concept of non-attachment is central to many spiritual teachings. In Buddhism, attachment is viewed as the root of suffering. We attach to things, whether it's people, material possessions, or even our own identities, and in doing so, we set ourselves up for disappointment and pain. But when you enter the state of pure awareness, attachment fades. You see that everything is temporary, and you become less concerned with what you should have or should do. You simply are. And in this simplicity, a profound peace emerges. A beautiful example of this comes from the story of the Buddha. After years of searching for truth and struggling with various teachings and practices, he finally sat beneath the Bodhi tree, determined to meditate until he reached enlightenment. It wasn't through an elaborate ritual or an intense mental struggle that he found peace. It was in the sheer act of sitting still and observing his thoughts, letting them rise and fall without clinging to them. In that moment of deep awareness, he entered the state, and it was done. He had found the truth he had been searching for, and in that truth, all suffering ended. The idea that it is done once you enter the state may sound bold, but there's a powerful truth to it. When you step into this place of stillness and awareness, you tap into a deeper wisdom, a wisdom that is beyond logic or reason. It is the wisdom of the soul, and it knows exactly what is needed for your growth, your peace, and your happiness. You don't need to search for answers anymore. You have already entered the place where all answers exist. The next step, of course, is learning to remain in the state. It's one thing to enter it once. It's another thing to live from it consistently. But this is where the beauty lies. To deepen your understanding, think of the story of the ancient Chinese philosopher Laozi, who wrote the Tao Te Ching. Laozi often spoke of the concept of Wu Wei, which translates to effortless action or non-action. This doesn't mean inactivity, but rather a state of being where you act in alignment with the natural flow of life without force or resistance. When you are in the state, you move with life rather than against it. As you practice entering the state, you will begin to notice that your reactions to situations change. The things that once triggered you, arguments, challenges, disappointments, no longer have the same power over you. Instead of reacting impulsively, you find yourself responding with clarity and calmness. You approach every situation from a place of deep understanding, seeing it for what it truly is, without being clouded by judgment or emotional attachment. This doesn't mean that you stop feeling or caring about things. On the contrary, you begin to feel more deeply, but your feelings are no longer ruled by your mind. You experience your emotions fully, but without being consumed by them. You become the master of your emotions rather than their servant. When you enter the state, you no longer suppress your feelings, but you also no longer allow them to control you. You simply allow emotions to pass through you, knowing that they are just as temporary as your thoughts. It's easy to feel centered when everything is calm, when things are flowing smoothly, and the world feels at peace. But what about when you're faced with challenges? When people act in ways that disturb your peace, or when circumstances seem to be working against you? It's in these moments that the real power of entering this state is tested. The beauty of this state is that it is not dependent on external conditions. It's not about waiting for everything to be perfect before you can be at peace. True alignment comes when you learn to navigate life's storms with grace. To maintain your alignment, you must first acknowledge that external events do not define your inner state. When you can separate your sense of peace from the external world, you become invincible. This doesn't mean ignoring the challenges or pretending that everything is fine when it isn't. It simply means recognizing that you have the power to choose how you respond in every situation. You have two choices: to react in a way that perpetuates negativity, or to respond from a place of inner strength and peace. This distinction is crucial because your reaction, your emotional state in the face of challenges, determines whether you remain in alignment or fall out of it. It's important to remember that you will inevitably face moments where you feel triggered, where your emotions may take you out of alignment for a brief time. This is normal. The key is not to be hard on yourself. The process of returning to alignment is not about perfection. It's about awareness and practice. When you notice that you've fallen out of alignment, simply acknowledge it without judgment and bring yourself back to a state of peace. Each time you do this, it becomes easier. The more you practice returning to alignment, the more natural it will become until it is your default state. As you grow in your spiritual journey, you will begin to notice something profound. The more you stay aligned with your true essence, the less you are affected by external circumstances. Things that once seemed challenging or difficult will no longer disturb your peace in the same way. You will develop a deep sense of trust in the flow of life. You will know that no matter what happens, you are always supported, always guided, and always loved. The power of entering this state is that it transforms everything. Your relationships, your work, your health, and your happiness all begin to shift because you are no longer reacting to the world with fear, anxiety, or stress. You are responding with clarity, purpose, and calm. Once you learn to live in this state, you realize that everything you've been searching for has always been inside you. It is done. But it's important to remember that this state of alignment is not something you need to strive for endlessly. It's not about reaching some distant goal or destination. It's about learning to live in the present moment, moment by moment, with peace, love, and acceptance. The more you practice staying aligned, the more natural it will become to live in a state of flow, trust, and ease. But for now, take a moment to reflect. How can you bring yourself into alignment today? How can you feed the good wolf and remain anchored in peace? Once you master this, your manifestations will come effortlessly because the universe will recognize you as someone who is ready to receive all the abundance and love it has to offer. And once you learn to enter this state, it is done.